Good morning, Catherine. Or good evening, Catherine. Hey, Ran, I guess it's night for Ran. Ran, what's your time there?
It's yeah, 8:20 p.m.
8:20. Wow. And Kevin, you're right where I am too. All right. What time is it there, Catherine?
It's an hour less than in Israel, meaning it's 7:20.
Oh, really? It's just an hour difference.
Yeah, we're not
Wow.
far away. It's just
Yeah.
3 hours flight.
Wow. I guess that I guess I'm used to the United States, which is pretty big. Don't even think about it. All right, let's do some form. Let's do the whole first section. Catherine, tell me, demonstrate for me the number of yin and yang cycles in that move.
I'm a beginner, you know, it's very difficult.
Oh, you're not a beginner anymore. No, no, you can't have, you don't have that excuse anymore. You're not a beginner. You're intermediate. Watch. Watch me do this. Now you guys got to listen. In the future, when we get a lot more students, we're going to make this hour the beginning. It's going to truly be the beginning. You guys are not doing beginning Tai Chi. This is not beginning. This is intermediate. All right. We're going to do the beginning Tai Chi in the 9 o'clock hour, and you guys are going to move to the 10 o'clock hour because you are not just rank beginners. I mean, you're certainly welcome to do the 9 o'clock hour, but you're going to do the 10 o'clock hour because that's the more advanced version. This is much more advanced than what, trust me. Kevin, tell them, how many other classes even do this?
Everyone I've been in, plus what I've looked at on the internet's zero.
Zero, exactly. So you guys are getting the secrets of Tai Chi here. These are the bones. These are the real bones. And without this, it becomes a very pleasant, nice dance. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with dancing. It's just not Tai Chi. Tai Chi is functional. It doesn't matter that it's a martial art. That's not what's important. What's important is that you understand point by point by point what the function is. So watch when I'm moving, watch when I stop. How many were those? Kevin says 5.
6.
Watch, count them.
Well, I'm sure Kevin is right, so 5.
Kevin's always right.
I wouldn't say
Watch.
that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
Yeah, 5.
There are 5 yin and yang cycles. What is a yin and yang cycle? It's winding up and hitting, or winding up and throwing, or winding up and doing something. All right? It's winding up and then unwinding. If you just want to think of this as, which actually I prefer, think of this as pure movement. Not exactly as dance, because it is not, most dance is integrated with music. This is not integrated with some music out there. It's integrated with your inner music, your breathing. All right. So yeah, in some way it's a kind of dance, but I prefer just to get away from that metaphor. And think of it. What are you doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right? That's what you're actually doing. For every one of those cycles, the first thing you do is wind up. The second thing you do is unwind. All right? You wind up in one direction and then you unwind in the other direction. All right? You wind up. and you unwind. You wind up 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 and you unwind. For some of those cycles, it's a little more obvious, like this one, the final one. Wind up, unwind. It's really easy to see that. It's harder to see with others. But trust me, they're there. You're always winding up and then you're unwinding, right? It's very simple. What's hard is then to take that simple idea and look at your teacher or someone else that you're watching and go, okay, what are they doing? What are they actually doing? Oh yes, they're being very beautiful and it's lovely and yada, yada, yada. But what are they actually doing? Because without that, you don't know what the bones are, right? Every piece of art has to have bones. Master Zhang sometimes would say to someone, because Master Zhang was sometimes quite blunt. He would say, no bone, no bone. You have no bone. You do jellyfish Tai Chi. Jellyfish Tai Chi. It's just jellyfish. There's no bones in there, right? So this time through, since you are more advanced students now, I want you to develop this ability to see what's going on. So again, just watch. I'm just going to do it a regular way. Watch and see if you can see the 5 parts of this. If you can see the 5 parts, now what you're seeing is the structure. If you can't see that, then you're not going to see the structure. All you're going to see is just this kind of chaotic movement. And when you're trying to memorize chaotic movement, how the hell do you memorize chaos? You can't. That's the whole point about chaos, all right? So you have to see the underlying structure in order to really learn this at a deep level. Let me do it one more time, and I'm going to put the hesitations in there. When I just do it like this, can you see the pieces? Can you see the structure?
Now, yes, because
Yes, now you
now,
can,
but not before.
but not before. Think about this. Let me talk to you about what Tai Chi is. It is not a monotonous lake. It is more like the ocean. It goes out, it comes back in. You don't talk like this. Nobody talks like this. That's just monotony. If you do your Tai Chi like that, Master Zhang would throw a fit. And what he would say is Tai Chi is not a stagnant lake with no waves on it. Tai Chi is about the waves. It's like the ocean, all right? It's like the ocean. Well, it's always moving. But all that movement can be very, very deceptive if you have not developed the eyes to be able to see the structure underlying all the movement. Now, Catherine now understands this. So I'm going to do another move, and then she's going to tell me what is what in this move, right? So Catherine, you do the move and call out the yin and yang cycles.
Where do you start?
Just start with Buddhist warrior. Don't be nervous. We're all just watching you, but don't be nervous.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Do it with me. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. All right. So there is no absolutely right way or wrong way, because the moves are so complex. You can make artistic decisions about what to emphasize and what to elide. Catherine, do you know the English word elide?
No.
It means to skip over something.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know the word, but I could figure it out. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
meaning.
You're an artist when you're doing these forms. You can make decisions like that. It's okay. What's important is that you are conscious of them. That you're not just eliding things because you're too ignorant to know they're supposed to be there. All right. So you can decide to do something. You can decide not to do it. It's okay. I've explained the beginning of this move in a very complex way. But personally, if I were you, I would not count all the parts in there. I would just elide them and make it one big movement. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. All right? Nine parts. You could do 10, 11, you probably do 12 parts in there if you wanted, but there's no real reason to, at least at this level. All right? So 9 parts. 9 places where you wind up and then strike. So watch. Wind up, strike. Now, I say strike. That's actually an escape. You're not hitting somebody, you're escaping from somebody. But the
Yeah.
word you would use in China is Fa Jian. This is where you do the Fa Jian. It's an explosive energy. You don't do it from your hands. You, in this case, you do it from the back of the Dan Xian. Boom. All right. So take the word strike with in quotes. Right. Wind up. Strike. 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 Wind up, strike. Wind up, strike. Wind up, strike. A lot of the winding up in Tai Chi is really done internally down here. So you don't necessarily see much on the outside. I'm trying to exaggerate it a little bit so you could see it. But like this last move, wind up, that's the wind up right there. It's not this, it's not that. It's just this. No shoulders. All right. Wind up, strike. And the strike is done with your qua. Wind up, watch this. Strike. That's what's doing it. This down here. All this part of your body is following this. It's not leading it, it's following it. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. Nine. All right. So we've simplified that first move, which is probably a good thing. I'm just going to teach it that way from now on. Clear. Is this clear?
It's clearer.
One of the ways that you can figure this out is watch for the strikes. The strikes are done faster. Your performance may still be pretty slow. Some people do a very slow performance. There's nothing wrong with that. But it shouldn't be one monotonous speed. Winding up is slower than striking. Yin is slow. yang is fast. All right? So, once you see a fast movement, now I was exaggerating the difference between the two, but once you see a fast movement, that's the end of a cycle and the beginning of another cycle. So first, right, first, wind up, second, strike. All right, now you're going to have to wind up again. Wind up, strike. Now you got to wind up again, strike. Wind up again, strike. Wind up again, strike. This one is much more subtle. This one, that's pretty obvious. You wind up, boom, you strike. All right? But you go from there to here, and the winding up actually happens during the transition. Wind up, strike, wind up, watch down here. Wind up. What? Strike. And again, wind up, strike. So the winding up and the striking is all in the same movement. Wind up, strike. Wind up, strike. Clear. Ran, is it clear? Can you look at this now and get these?
I think so.
Okay. Why don't you do single whip? Do single whip and call out the yin and yang cycles.
Remind me which one is where the single whip starts. I'm always bad with the names. Okay, yeah. Yang. I'm actually not sure about the yin yang in this part, but let's think about it.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
I think this is like yang, and then yin, and then yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang.
Okay, pretty good. So this is a good way to do it. You just jump in there and you try and make it work. And as you're doing it, like Rand, you may run into places where you go, oh, I'm not quite sure what that is. So you know you got to go back and work on that a little bit. And there were a couple of places where he was pretty foggy about what was going on. But that's how you learn. Most of it he got correct. So then you go back and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you just ask yourself, in these places where I'm just not sure, why am I not sure? All right? Well, it's because you don't really have a clear vision of what's happening. So now you know you need to clarify that vision. So the next time we have class tomorrow, you can ask me, I was working on this move and in this place, it is not clear to me what's going on. And then we can talk about what's going on, and then you will know. And the places where, yeah, you did get it right the first time, but it was kind of experimental. You just need to go back and work it and work it and work it until the whole thing is very clear to you, and you sort of get to the point where you don't have to think about it anymore. So, right, this one, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang. Yin, yang. Yin, yang. Yin, yang. And if you remember when we went through these before, I had to work them out too. You have to ask yourself the question, well, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? So I'm not just doing the rote memory movement. I'm actually moving with some purpose. I don't remember the name of the style, but Hawaiian and Polynesian dance. Catherine, do you remember what that's called?
No,
There's a, I don't remember either. But there's a name for it.
yes.
But when they're dancing, you know, there's one of their moves. Well, what do you think that is? My guess is it's the ocean. Okay? Their moves are all signals. They're telling a story. They're not just randomly moving, they're actually telling a story. That's what Tai Chi is. It's a different kind of story, but it's a story. Questions? Okay, you're gonna work on that. Let's work on this again tomorrow, and then next weekend we will move ahead in the form from moves 5 and 6. Okay, guys, have yourselves a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.